Number 12, discuss and act on approval of general claims and invoices.
This is in reference to the other, I hope this is behind your agenda item on the request of claims and invoices. It is regarding the tax, medical, or benefits payments that were due for fiscal year 25. TAC has been contacting the treasurer's office on this. I was not aware of the back payments until only a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, the remaining balance that we have right now, we've made 3 months of payments, back payments on October 16th. We still have $552,660.96 that is considered a past due balance by TAC. They are wanting to know how soon that they can receive all of this funding, or all this amount we owe. The reason why I'm putting it before the court is because of the large sum and the fact that we are in a situation with our restricted cash flow right now. I want some guidance from the court as to how often in the next couple of weeks, or up until January even, that we can pay these bills out. Let's understand you're gonna have a current bill for insurance that's due every month. There's one for October right now. So that increases our balance to $647,880 if we include this month's insurance payment. All I'm asking for is, I think my recommendation is that we tell TAC that we can pay 2 months plus current until our cash flow increases, and we're able to then pay that back balance and get back on a regular schedule. I do not want to sign a check or checks of this large of amount without the court's knowledge and approval. That is why this is on your agenda. And that's why I went into the detail, including what TAC has sent us on payments, bills, invoices they sent, payments that were received, and the gap in between at different intervals of non-payment. Regardless of the problem, issue, you can go many different directions, say, well, it was this fault, that fault, this happened, that happened. A lot of things happen, but the point is they were not sent up to accounts payable process, and now we're getting about 2 to 3 a week. We have 2 right now that have been sent up from Rebecca for May and June of 2025 that need to be paid. Keep in mind, she has to allocate those invoices to each department, and she has a template now, and or has, and once she breaks those invoices down by department, she will send that information to accounts payable. They enter it, or Molly does, and then we can cut the check and send it to TAC. But they just want to know, what their memo last email was, here's your past due remaining balance. This also includes a shorted payment from October 2024 of $1,181.55. Please set up we want a conference call to discuss when we can expect payment. We have a conference call at 2 o'clock today. Judge, I believe you've been invited, Orrin and Rebecca both have been invited, as well as myself, so that once we know what the court decides, and we say, here's the payment plan we'd like to do, or if the court says, just pay it all in lump sum, that's an action that the court needs to tell. So we have your authority to sign those checks.
Why do we,
Go ahead.
I was gonna just ask, how did we not make these payments, or how, I mean, if we didn't make them, the money still should be sitting there to pay them,
That was
correct?
my question.
We budgeted. Again, a budget is, we're expecting to receive invoices for this. I never received an exact amount, but we were close for every department on how much their insurance would be. But the bills weren't coming in, so we owe it. You can see it in the budget. But if we don't have any bills to pay to expense it out, you never see that it's been it look like, hey, we're in great shape, guys. We've got over $1 million left over, or 400,000, when in fact we don't. We can hash this issue, and we don't really need to, because it's just gonna get probably into a disagreement as to who fault, what blame.
I'm not trying to get into all.
I am gonna tell you, and I don't wanna go down that road. I don't think Orrin or Rebecca would wanna go down that road either.
I'm not trying.
All we need to do is understand that we do owe it. It was in the budget. It is now due, past due, and TAC wants to know, can you pay it? When can you pay it, and how do you plan to pay it? I'm sure they'd be willing to do a payment plan with us, understanding that our cash flow right now, which is normal, is lacking until we can catch up. We have a hiring freeze right now. We also have a spending freeze right now. That's enough reason right there to not write a check for $552,000. Because here's the other issue that I put in your packet. The bank may say, general bank account may say we have 1.1 million or $990,000 in there, but over half of that money that's in there is special funds. 458 of that belongs to you, Stephen, from FEMA. That's in that bank account. It hasn't, as of yesterday, it hasn't been transferred over to your FEMA investment. It includes State Bill 22, 353,000 just received, 175 for the DA and the county attorney. Those are not operating revenues. Those are special, dedicated funding. We don't have 552,000 to write a lump sum check for. That is my concern as an auditor. So I'm asking the court to take that into consideration and say, whatever it is you're gonna say is, it doesn't matter, write the check for 552 and let's move on. Or, let's pay these out until our cash flow improves after December.
I guess it only depends on.
Blame game, I put that in the email or in the memo there. Let's don't go down there, because we're not gonna all agree as to where the
I agree.
problem lies. Because I've got a lot more information, but I'm not gonna share it right now, because it's not relevant to the fact that we owe it.
Well, I don't want to go down
But
that
I'm trying
either.
to, yeah.
What I guess it depends on what, after this conference call, if TAC's going to let us do a payment plan, or if they're going to say we want our money right now.
I would think so, because they've been asking for a conference call for the last 3 weeks. I'm sorry, I'm getting
Okay.
emotional bit.
So-
They've been asking for a conference call and no one would respond. I responded. And I asked them, would you please send me all those invoices and the information on what's due and what wasn't paid. 3 weeks ago was the first time I even heard about it, or even had seen anything on it. That's when I was concerned, and I called the judge's office, sir, and Orrin received an email, so did Rebecca. Rebecca responded back to them, we're paying it right now, but we were just paying a couple of months. We weren't paying the whole thing. So their next email was, do we need to discuss how this needs to be paid? I'm sure they're quite familiar with other counties this time of year not having a cash flow until property tax starts coming in. I would rather take the opportunity to ask for some time and still pay every week. Let's pay something every week. Rather than the risk that they decide, well, we're gonna tack on a penalty for non-payment. Or even worse, we don't wanna go down is, well, your insurance is lapsed and we're not gonna cover you. Now, you certainly do not want that to happen, not that it will, not that they've even alluded to that. But that's a risk that you have to consider. We owe it, we need to pay it. But if we're gonna pay it in a lump sum, understand that we're using money that is earmarked for special.
We can't do that, Bonnie. We cannot do that. I feel like you're on the right track. We have to have the conference call. We have to talk to TAC, see what we can do to pay this out.
They want an answer from us. We're not asking them. They want an answer from us. Tell us when we can expect expect a payment. I think if we must have this conference call to let them know that we've acknowledged it, and here's what we would like to do. Then if they say, no, we can't have you pay in partial payments, we want a lump sum, then we bring it back and forth. I think, I really feel like they will accept, a partial payment, and keeping our current payments made. And then we will be in a better footing once we start getting our property tax cash flow.
I'll make that form of a motion.
That we allow Bonnie and the
Allow
judge.
Bonnie to
And the
talk,
judge.
and the judge to talk to them and see if they'll let us continue to pay for a few months until we get it, and then we can decide to pay it
So
off.
how many have we paid? That's what I'm
Three,
trying.
she said.
Molly, do y'all have any more
How
up
many
there
is-
besides the
I
three?
do. I have May and June waiting to be paid by giving me an answer of when to do it.
So
So
you
you
got,
paid 3.
I've paid February, March, and April. And I'm waiting on an answer to pay May and June.
Do we have the money to pay May and June? Bonnie?
Well, we need to pay it, even if we, go over a little bit. The May and June payments this week would be $183,000. I would pay that. And then we start on this, pay 1 month in arrears and a current month, and then 2 months, and we make a pattern there so we can get the past due balance paid.
Did somebody second his motion?
I'll second.
Okay.
all in favor? So moved.
Thank you.
Allow the judge and Bonnie to negotiate with tax
But did,
a payment plan.
Until cash flow levels out. Okay.
number 13, discuss and act approval on disaster-related purchases.
Well, it's just wrong. You know what I'm saying? So moved.
A second.
All in favor? Number 14, discuss and act approval on budget amendments for fiscal 2025.
I don't think.
We're gonna
Don't-
pass over that.
don't even have them, do we?
Some additional information. I don't have any to present.
Okay. Discuss an act for approval for U.S. Bank County credit card to the jail administrator.
Replacing Wes's with a new one. I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Review scoring and discuss the act of approval on grant administrator firm for the Texas General Land Office.
Judge, we talked about this, last meeting, we decided to table it. As I said last time, I sat on this committee, so, I was part of the scoring, so, I'd like to, abstain from it myself.
I make a motion, we go with Langford, they got the high score.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
I believe.
Hold on.
Hold on, go ahead.
I believe, Vicki, if this is on the grant administrator, there was some confusion from one of the grant administrations, said that the wording on the agenda, even after we corrected it, still was not sufficient. It's Lisa Rogers, I think she received a call from Vicki.
Does it need to be reworded, Lisa?
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna put it on
We need to
next
table it then.
Because it's not gonna meet the standards for,
Okay.
Are we gonna run into a,
the exact wording this time, next time.
are we gonna run into a timing, trying to get this grant or anything? Okay.
Okay, we're just gonna table
He's
16.
gonna revise this motion to table.
Yeah, make a new motion to table this.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I get a second on that.
I did.
Okay.
Is that gonna go for item number 17 as well?
Is that 17 as well?
Both need to be tabled, yes, correct, both need to be,
Include 17 as well.
Is that correct, Lisa?
both need to be tabled.
Okay, both
And I'll
need-
second that one as well,
Okay.
with Steve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discuss an act for 2026 Indigent Defense Formula Grant Program, number 18.
This is reoccurring every year. We definitely want to do that. They send us some additional funding to pay our court-appointed attorneys that we pay.
So moved.
This
Second.
last, yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
I already said.
Aye.
So moved. Number 19, discuss an act for approval for bullet-resistant components for the law enforcement vehicles. Grant, FY 20226.
Judge, I read through this, there's no match.
No match.
Nothing like that. I make a motion we approve it, let's try to go for it.
Second, aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Receive the monthly report for Trinity County Sheriff's Department, number 20.
This report's not really accurate. There's some issues with our software that caused some things that didn't get printed out right, so I'm gonna quickly just go over some of the stuff. Mainly is our call numbers. We've got 42 in custody this morning, as of this morning. We spent about $84,000 on keeping inmates in another jail last month. That's be July, actually. This is a September report. We traveled 4,500 miles, transport inmates back and forth to different jails. The next page is our 911 calls and all that good stuff. 911 calls were 1,105. We had a total of 1,008 incident reports, 90 animal calls, 34 citations, and 94 warnings. The classification of all the calls are all listed there to the left. Feel free to look at it. If you got any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. 911 hang-up calls were 15. Animal calls, like I said, were 90. The issue is getting to be worse, not better. We've got over 30 animals right now inside our kennels. Next over, we're gonna go to the jail acceptance and deny of inmates. This is kind of critical this month. We had 57 denied, but they couldn't take our inmates. We got 3 females right now in Angelina County, which we do not have a contract with them, but they were the only jail that would take these 3 females. These females are been problems for a while for the city and for the city of Trinity, County of Trinity, and I don't know what to do with them. We don't have the authority to let them go. So we had to place them, so we sent them to Angelina County. I've asked Angelina County to get us a contract over for the new jail, and they're still working on it. Our incarceration rate is 2.35, which is lower than every county surrounding us. So people don't want to go around and say we're arresting people that we shouldn't be arresting. We have, out of every 1,000, you got 2.35 people in jail in Trinity County, which is substantially lower than every county around us and in Texas. I mean, it's pretty much the medium for counties our size. The next one is a contract, housing and medical, and them bills, we didn't get that included in this report. The monthly citation and warnings, it kind of got off, but that was included in the other report, but you can go through them and kind of look at them, but it's not going to be really easy to explain. The next one is the environmental. Each environmental officer turns in their work time sheet and they put on there what they've done. You got both district court dockets. They're long, lengthy. You can go through them and see. You have questions about who's sitting in jail and why. You can see a lot of these cases getting reset. That is no fault of the sheriff's office or the prosecutor's office. They do exactly what they can do with what they've got. Grand jury, that report's also not what it's supposed to be, but we had We had 8 people indicted in Trinity County on county charges. I'm not sure what the city of PD did, the city of Trinity did, but they actually have quite a few people going to grand jury every month, which is refreshing because they're actually doing their job. Next one's our inmate roster. This roster will change next month. It was another one that switched and I didn't see it until yesterday and it was too late to change it. It will also include what the charges are. They're sitting in their own. There's been some false communications and information put out that we've had somebody put in jail and kept in jail for several days, costing the county $20,000 or $30,000 on a Class C violation. That is incorrect information. Should not be spread, but it has been. You cannot keep a Class C violation in jail more than 24 hours unless they got other charges holding, which anybody that's sitting in jail on a Class C violation, if they're still in jail more than a couple of days, and they actually have felony charges or higher charges pending. So anybody going around saying that we are doing that is spreading wrong information, and it should stop. But that report will be corrected next month. Animal control report is next. We had 33 animals we took in. For the city of Trinity, I guess we got 5. Groveton, we got 15. We euthanized 5 last month. We do not have anybody that's licensed to euthanize, so we have to take all the ones we euthanized, Dr. Allen in Trinity. So she is the one that is have to do them, so that euthanization is slowed way down because we don't have time to run these dogs over here. She comes over here sometimes as well, so. The TCO communications, that's all old information. It's not supposed to be in this report. It was added by error. You got the monthly city call reports. You can see how many city calls we took in the city of Groveton. There's quite a few there that we've taken. The city of Groveton seems to be picking up in activity. It's pretty busy. And then at the bottom, we got a monthly city citation warning report, what the city gets as far as how many citations and warnings were written in the city. And you can see a complete report of that. Any questions on this?
I don't have it.
I don't have it.
No.
That concludes my report.
Thank you. Number 21, discuss the act on application for variance for the Texas Commission of Jail Standards. This is to add back those, what is it, 9 inmates?
Sheriff, can you give us an explanation on this?
It's the variance
Can
application.
you
So the
talk?
variance application is that we are allowed to go back and reapply for the variance. It doesn't mean we're going to, it just means that we have to apply now in order to get it on the agenda for the November 6th,
Their board
meeting.
meeting.
So in other words, if the jail bond passes on the 4th, they have a meeting on the 6th, they will have us on the agenda to extend our variance back to us. So we would be able to go more than 7 inmates at any given time. So basically that's just, we have to send a letter and get it on the agenda now, requesting for them to consider it.
It's all depending on the outcome of the vote, right?
Yeah, so if the bond fails, then they're going to deny our request for the variance. If the bond passes, then they will, it's been told to me that that it will be recommended that it is reinstated. Now, whether or not we decide to use it is simply ours, but it will also keep us from getting into non-compliance in the event that we have more inmates that other jails will take. If y'all don't wanna hire 4 full-time jailers, then we don't have to do that, but we will have to, but it's a good idea to have it to go over in the event that we need to go over. We'll try to keep all our inmates shipped out because of the plumbing issues are still not that great over here. But we'll do our best to stay under 7, but if we have the variance, it would certainly keep us from being out of compliance in the event that we go over 7. And I think the importance to understand about the being in compliance and not compliance with the jail standards is if you are out of compliance and something happens and you get sued, the jail commission will not come up and stand and defend you. They will basically turn their back on you. If you are in compliance, they will defend you all the way. So if we want to cover ourselves in lawsuits in that event, then that's where we need to go down that path. We spent quite a bit of money getting that compliance, getting that, the renovation done over there. I feel like we should try to use it if we can.
Need a motion? You want to move? Guess so move.
What's the motion?
It's just to apply for the
I'll second.
variance in case the jail passes or fails, because if it fails, it's not gonna get the variance. It's just putting something in place.
This is just going, letting them know that we're gonna come talk to them on November 6th, just like.
Well, the judge and I think we've already got a letter to be there on over. Well, we'll get the letter if we.
Application for
That's basically
variance.
this application.
Yeah, it's an application for variance, right?
Yeah, but
Pending on the
it's-
jail bond and the
it
Yeah.
election.
doesn't say
Right.
pending on the jail bond.
Yeah.
I second it.
All in favor?
Right.
So moved. Discuss an act on Deep East Texas Council of Government debt cost. Regional aid agreement. Ms. Nancy?
Mutual aid agreement between the 11 counties. I talked to Nancy about it yesterday, and it's kind of like the fire departments have a mutual aid
Yeah.
from Trinity to Groveton, Groveton to Apple Springs and all. So I make a motion we approve it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Okay, number 23, discuss and act on approval on reports for the month of September 2025. Miss Nancy's office is 23,318.20. 23,318.20. Precinct 1, Judge Mary Wallace, 13,351.60. Judge Keith Johnson, Precinct 2, 3,615.33. 3,615.33. Heath Johnson, Precinct 3,
Should
55.
be two, shouldn't it?
No, it was two was here.
Oh, that was
This was two.
Yeah,
And
this
let
is
me
three.
make a statement too. I appreciate Keith, you stepping in and doing the work for two. Thank you.
Been working hard at it.
How much is it, Judge?
I see your number on Precinct 3.
Yeah.
Heath Johnson is 5,288.85. 5,288.85. He's been doing both jobs.
Yes, he has. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I do too. And putting out fires. Mr. Richard Steptoe, number 4, Judge, Precinct 4, 7,273.37. 7,273.37. It's Shasta Bertman, 18,389.40. 18,389.40. Ms. Julian Steptoe, District Clerk, 11,459. 11,459 even. Trinity County Sheriff's Office, $6,061.49. Hot checks, Trinity County Attorney, $1,733.46. $1,733.46.
Another one to sign.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Been busy, huh?
Neil, I'll need that one back from you, so Stephen hadn't signed it yet. And Judge, here's another spot here.
Okay. Pretrial,
Two signatures.
Colton, 30,868.84.
Now Tommy can take it. Let me see that, Judge. I hadn't let Stephen sign it yet, both places. Neil?
approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. We'll bring number 6 back. Discuss and act on approval on personnel action forms. You was up when we left. You still sitting
I done
on
said,
that?
I done said what I don't know what else to talk about.
Was that in the form of a motion?
You made the motion, Judge, and it failed. We need a new motion.
We back to the PAFs?
Yes.
Might be easier if they go one by one through them.
I think the issue is the second one from Trinity County Sheriff's Office, right?
Presswood.
I don't understand enough about how Woody's employees are classified to make an honest decision on this. It's titled deputy, and then the other title is deputy in-house lieutenant.
Yeah, so the present status was, let me get to that one. Just a reminder, we can't say names unless you want to go in executive session. Can't say names. So, yeah, the regular was a deputy and it's going to deputy in-house lieutenant. That's just, they have their own set where they have sergeants, lieutenants, captains.
So there's no more extra money coming from the county for
No.
this personal action form?
No, for this personal action form, it says it's SB 22 increase. So all that money's gonna come from that SB 22 grant.
Is it creating a new line item?
No.
So we're adding a lieutenant though, right?
You wouldn't be adding a lieutenant. Do you have a lieutenant right now?
We have 2 captain spots, but we don't have 2 captains, we got 1, and I don't want to change somebody just from that to a captain at this time, so lieutenant between sergeant and captain.
Okay.
So this is basically to get more payment from SB 22?
I'm not sure how much it is, Stephen, I know it's a little bit, but it's not much.
Yeah,
Well,
this
I'm
shows,
But
it's,
yes, it would come from the SB 22 money.
So that's the purpose of this? That's the purpose of this personal action form, is to get more SB 22 money?
Yes, it's not it's
So-
not coming out of taxes.
The deal Tommy brought up about being on the budget, so that's where I have a problem with.
Well, that's the first time I've ever heard of that. And I understand that, we can address that, that's the first time I've ever heard that. We were told when the SB 22 money come available, it's for us to, first of all, give raises to everybody to the minimum standards of what the state's requiring these people to be paid. That's the number 4. But we can also use it to retain and keep employees and give raises and merit raises and all that other stuff. If Bonnie's on there, she can
yeah,
probably verify that.
yeah,
so.
go ahead, Bonnie.
Yep, State Bill 22 was approved in the budget, along with Colton's, State Bill 22, the DA's State Bill 22, the constables, those were all approved when he passed the budget. But there were no individual line items, for the sheriff's office. It's just State Bill 22 for law enforcement officers and dispatcher jailers. So they're all together in that, and then they determine how much they're going to submit their supplement pay to each of those individuals based on years of service or the classification within that State Bill 22. So there is a budget that's passed. It's just not line by line, person by person. But there is a spreadsheet for that information, which the treasurer and I both should have, so that we know that that amount will be in the person's payroll, each payroll period.
So is
Titles or no
it,
titles.
is it a difference between 14 and 15
Yes.
down there?
There's a pay range, yeah, that's our pay scale. Range 14 makes less than a range 15 makes.
So how's 22?
14 is beginning pay rate of a 14 versus a 15. So there is a difference.
What were you asking?
She answered.
I think too, the question was making sure this doesn't become another line item in next year's budget. I believe it's one of the questions that we had.
It will.
Well, on your motion earlier, you wanted to keep them all 14, correct?
I'll reiterate it one more time. So, the 14s going to 15s, I wasn't for. I was for keeping them at 14s because that's where we're at. And we're not even in the middle of a budget. And there's personal action forms from previous, the last court meeting that said some stuff on there that wasn't correct. So they corrected those and they resubmitted those. I'm good with those.
Just real quick, that's not gonna keep this person from getting paid, right? My new employee?
No.
Can you change that to a 14? The 14 to 15, I'm not battling that. That's not even something that I was here to battle.
No,
But I don't want that where she can't get paid.
No, if they'll approve it 14 or 15, we can pay her.
Okay.
I'll pay her, she'll get minimum wage otherwise. So they need to decide 14 or 15 now.
So I'm good with them being 14 from now. We can sit down and try to hash that out later. That's not the issue.
Well, we're fighting over nothing.
So,
Well, really, if it's a 14 or 15, that's what it was. Let's just do 14.
The only
Take a
argument
motion.
the only argument between what I was saying and what y'all didn't agree with is, I believe we all agreed a little bit ago on the sergeant position because it was already there. And the only one that's in question that with my motion is the lieutenant position. But I asked him in court, I asked the sheriff in court, next budget cycle, we're not gonna have no lieutenant line item, and I'm not gonna be for that.
And that's what.
Add another position.
That's what Neil was asking, and that's what
I asked as
yeah,
well.
and
I've
he already said it's gonna be a formality in his office.
So we'll make the motion.
It's not gonna be
saying
another
no
line
pay
item.
raise.
Can I just say, if y'all go through one by one with these PAFs for Rebecca's sake, if Rebecca takes the PAF thing, and PAF number one, make a motion to accept or not, and do it individually,
Yeah.
just so we kind of know what's
Or if
up.
you wanna make a change, we can make a change and
I
not
agree.
say, we
I
just
agree.
approved
Okay.
it, pay rate 14 or whatever.
I move that we accept the resignation of Brian Crabtree.
Well, we're not supposed to be called.
Well, the first
yeah.
one,
No
number one.
names.
One,
Okay.
two.
Number one.
If we're gonna approve the
Same
first,
position.
the
Same
first
position.
4, we can do the first 4 pages.
Okay, make a motion to approve the first 4.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
You good on that?
Aye.
Okay, that's the first 4.
I did mine, y'all do yours.
The first one that I have is
Give a
a
description.
resignation of a road hand.
Yes.
I make a motion we approve.
Yeah,
The
approved.
second one that I have in my stack is a resignation from an IT administrator.
I approve.
We agree.
Make a motion, I approve.
Okay. The next one that I have is the resignation of the county auditor position.
No,
I put that in.
I just wanted to see if she'd look on screen.
She was entered into my motion as well.
That's the first 4.
Okay.
That's first 4.
The next one that is in my stack is a correction from the 10-14-25 Commissioners Court. This is a reclassification, full-time to part-time.
I make a motion we approve that.
The second one, or the next one that I have is also a correction from the 10-14-25 meeting, reclassification from full-time to part-time.
I make a motion we approve that.
Next one again is a correction from 10-14-25. This one is a resignation.
That was also in my motion.
The next one that I have is a promotion, step grade increase,
Sergeant position.
sergeant position.
That was in mine as well.
And that went from a 15 to
No.
No,
No.
It's just,
we're not there yet.
Okay.
The next one is a other SB 22 increase.
that was the Only the SB 22,
Only the SB 22,
the
not
sheriff's
affecting
in-house
general.
lieutenant,
Yes, not affecting
in-house
general
lieutenant,
fund.
not coming from the general fund, that was included in mine. So that's the one's gonna be in question, the only one we had in question.
Okay, and then, the next two are the pay scale 15s plus the SB 22.
Going from 14 to 15.
14 to 15, yes.
That was not in my motion. I leave those at 14.
And I have a problem taking it back to 14 from now.
So do we leave these particular PAFs out with pay scale, or are we changing them in court with?
I'll change with that, the whole process.
No, she just said she needed a either 14 or 15 decision.
Yeah, I need a 14 or 15.
So we're,
So on these last two, the motion is gonna include that these two individuals' pay scales stay at 14.
yeah,
Yes.
That's correct. He made the motion.
but the only one in question is still that
Is
is the lieutenant.
yeah, the in-house.
The in-house, the SB 22.
Well, why don't we just table that one until we figure it out if it's right or not?
Okay.
It doesn't matter with State Bill 22, if you don't want it in the general budget as a designation, that will be something you can address next budget year, whether they do or don't. Just, we'll put a note in the file, whoever's there next time to do the budget, and note that there was, that's been discussed at this particular meeting day, that you are not wanting another line item added to designate a lieutenant. You just leave it at the way it is right now. That's totally separate from what they're doing with State Bill 22. It does not affect your budget, general budget, at all.
I'm not asking for a line item change. We're just calling him lieutenant and we're paying appropriately.
And Woody's not asking for a line item change. It's
Not
gonna
asking for a
stay
line.
like it is.
And like I
I will
said,
not ask for it in the next budget.
there's gonna be a no
No,
new line.
We're good with people.
Okay.
I just need a lieutenant. That's all I need.
Taking one of your captain spots.
He's taking the office. I had two, and
The
then.
captains are part-time, the lieutenants be full-time.
But it's gonna be the same position.
That'd be the difference.
We're calling him lieutenant regardless. I'm asking for you to do the right thing. It's my office, let me run it, please.
What are we waiting on now?
Somebody can make a
I,
motion.
I done
I
made, the
thought-
mo-
I
I done
thought
made
it-
the motion the way I thought that it needed to be, so.
Commissioner
I
Park
don't
has
know.
made the motion on all those that have been discussed, with the exception of this one, is that correct? No.
That was in there. The only one I didn't, the only ones I didn't approve is the two going from 14 to a 15.
But you're all right if they go to a 14.
They're at a
Stay at
14.
a
They're at a
14.
14
As long as
now.
they stay at a 14.
Yes.
No line item for a lieutenant. I thought that's settled. Is that correct or not?
It doesn't matter what they call it on State Bill 22. There's a compliance report we have to send to the state attorney, or state comptroller regarding the amounts of supplements paid to each individual deputy, each dispatcher, jailer, and the constable by name and by detail. So regardless of their title, that internally, that does not, they can give this person an additional increase supplement from State Bill 22. It's at their discretion on how they distribute those funds. But yes, you need to look at it during the budget season, which you know they get $350,000, then they have to figure out a way to allocate that appropriately to all of their staff that qualify for State Bill 22.
That's the only problem that I
And
have
they
with
do
it.
have a-
That's why I said earlier, when I was talking with the sheriff, is that it is, you're supposed to submit how you're gonna spend this money to the court. And just putting it on a PAF any given just day, that's where it's gonna come up is, that's gonna be the issue.
Well, it's like, if a person has left that they've been paying State Bill 22 supplements to, they're now gone. There's additional State Bill funding, they get $350,000. They have, now they're looking at, okay, now we have extra, if I promote this person in rank, now I can give him a little bit more out of State Bill 22 funds. They have that ability to do that. So it's just like if someone leaves your sergeant position, we've got a sergeant that's left, and now you have someone that's being promoted into that sergeant. The budget is there, the money's there. You approved the State Bill 22 budget, when you approved the entire budget, it was included in your package just like all the others for all special funds. They were in there. And it showed 350, and it showed how much was spent in the prior year, and it showed how much that they would be receiving for this fiscal year. That includes their Social Security, retirement, based on $350,000, period. They may not spend all of it, but they do in the sheriff's office. The other departments, the county attorney, district attorney, may not use all of their state bill money. That's up to them to say, but yes, they are very specific, because they don't have as many employees. Sheriff is across the board, so there's quite a few, and they did come and go. So that State Bill 22 budget is going to be moving people in and out, but they can't go over the 350 because they're only allowed to spend that plus interest that's included on it. That's it.
So,
And we
Tom,
sent a very detailed report to the state, very detailed.
so
Go ahead.
your deal said we're supposed to be getting a report how the money is being allocated? That's what you're saying?
I was in class, and our attorney for the state, for TAC, taught a class, and that question was brought up, that from another commissioner, and said, you know, he said that it is law that yes, that money has to be spent on certain things, but you have to submit, I don't know if you call it a budget or what you call it, but I would assume it'd be like a budget and line items of how you're gonna expend it, to if it's each individual or to whatever, I don't know.
His salaries, they can only spend it on salaries, except in the sheriff's office, they do have discretion to purchase safety equipment with any funds left over that they do not use. But their first priority is the salary supplements to their staff.
And I know I'm in a
You want a
listserv
detailed-
on emails,
you
and I
want a
know that
detailed
you've been asked these
budget
questions on
line
emails,
item?
and I've been trying to search some and get an answer, but we'll just, that's what it's supposed to happen. But anyway, we need to move forward.
Item, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
They're still trying to figure out what the rules are from 2 years ago, and they keep changing them. So, but yes, it's a budget, just like any other budget.
And that needs to be submitted to the court.
But it is submitted to the court. You do
In
get
one line item.
with your packet, but you're not seeing individual names and how much each person is receiving. You're seeing $350,000, that's all they can spend. And you see an equipment budget, if they decided they want to put some toward that, but if they don't say at the beginning of the fiscal year, then we do budget amendments, just like we do any
Why
other.
can't you just require them to say at the budget?
Let me stop right then. Is this, why are we, if it's just, let's just say the sheriff puts $100,000 in for his employees out of the Senate Bill 22, why are we approving the personnel action form? Why is he asking for us to approve
I
that?
think it's because we just want to make sure that, because the court has said, we want to see all payroll changes payroll, meaning anything that may come from a grant or anything comes from there, and the state goes into the grant. So it's a courtesy to you guys to know, okay, there's a change now occurring. So really,
It's our policy. It's in our
it's a
handbook.
policy.
Yeah.
It's not a courtesy. Bonnie has misspoken. It's not a courtesy. It is a budget amendment. And if y'all would like the budget to be sorted out and more specified during budget time with the Senate Bill 22 money, I think y'all are well within your rights to ask that. But that's spilt milk.
Yeah.
We're looking over one thing right now. Yes or no? What are we gonna do?
That form also allows payroll to know how much to add to their payroll check. And it's a confirmation in their personnel file that we know that that's how much we're supposed to pay. The state comptroller will ask for me a copy. I have to send a copy of all of that to them as well, saying, well, this person's being paid more. Do you have a personnel action form stating that or showing payroll? Yes, we do. So it's a formality. There's no hidden meaning here.
All right, so-
Anything. It's
So
just-
we need to go.
So make a
along with
motion.
it.
that you have to-
I made the motion 3 or 4 different times.
And you-
Same motion.
You said this is completely in line, Colton, with everything that,
I didn't say that.
Oh,
That's
anything-
kind of more of a blanket statement. I'm not signing
okay,
up for that
just a blanket
statement.
statement.
I'm saying that they're asking, it's just the same, it's just the money's not coming from the
It's
general
not from
fund.
the county.
There's nothing new, it's just the money's not coming from the
It's
general.
coming from S-22.
Okay.
That's all.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All against?
If I say anything, I'm gonna be prosecuted. So I'm not gonna say nothing.
Oh, okay.
But I'll promise you, it'll be in the budget next year, and it'll be a line item. Remember, I told you that.
We'll remember this day, and I'll
Okay.
make the motion to take it out.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
And I'll back you.
And I'll help you.
Vote yes, yes. He voted yes as well. Stephen voted yes too, Judge.
We need a clear vote of yays and nays.
We just got it. 3 and 1.
No,
No,
he ain't
we
voted.
didn't.
I didn't vote.
We
He didn't vote.
He abstained. Stephen
Need
voted
to either
yes.
abstain, yay, nay, or.
Tommy
whatever.
voted
It needs to be
yes, is
clear
that
from
correct?
each member.
I made the motion, somebody seconded, I don't know.
I second. We got 3 votes.
You don't need that. This is not a budget.
For the notes, yes, I do. Yeah.
You got a motion and a second, and they voted. I didn't vote.
But did the votes carry?
Yes.
Stephen, you voted?
All in
Yes,
favor?
Stephen voted yes.
And they said aye.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Aye. Aye.
It's not like I'm sleeping, it's that I'm so frustrated.
Is it all right?
I did. Stephen did. Token 30. I don't know. But I let